I was gonna buy like lavalier mics. Then you need a fucking quarter.
Yeah.
My phone is already 10 years old anyway.
Yeah.
What do you do?
It just keeps rolling and rolling. Yeah, there's always going to be 20 more things that you then have to buy.
And then these things take all the power.
Yep.
Which I hate that.
And what are you meant to do? Why can't they
I'm
just
a
build
homeless
cameras?
man. I live out of my fucking
You don't
backpack.
even have shoes.
I actually have shoes
You have shoes, okay.
at the hostel.
Okay.
But
Because there would be some places you have to wear shoes, I would imagine.
yeah,
like
but
the Uber.
No. Why?
God, it's so dirty.
But I just actually for the first time bought like wet wipes so I can like clean my feet.
Okay.
Because I feel like sometimes can maybe should clean them. No, I've only been forced once.
Forced.
Yeah, because I was on the airplane and you go from the ground into the plane on the stairs.
Yeah, okay.
And they tell you have to wear shoes because of security.
Yeah.
Guess where? In Germany.
Yeah, of course.
In Morocco, they don't give a shit.
No.
And here you cannot go in some of the reves.
But what if you don't have shoes on you for this flight?
No, I have always.
Okay.
Because I'm not risking that. You know, I always say it's good to be crazy, but you don't have to be stupid.
Yeah.
Like there's like
Crazy with risks.
yeah, it's like that when you cannot go barefoot. The longer you get out of the city center, the less clothes you can have on.
Yeah.
That's like my theory. Like, no, really, in the city
Yeah.
center, you need shorts, a shirt, and flip flops. We call it, right?
Yeah.
And then you go like 5Ks, you can go without shoes.
Yeah.
Then you go another 5Ks, you can go in underwear. They don't give a
Yeah.
shit. So the further you get out, and it's with the homeless because otherwise they're all just
Yeah.
yeah, it's just system. But
Although in small towns, sometimes they're pretty like judgmental if you look different.
yeah, at this point I don't give a shit anymore. You know, this helps because everywhere I go, I'm the weirdest guy already. I have nothing to lose anymore. It's amazing.
What about when it's raining though today? Like,
It's more clean for the feet. They will just wash off the dirt.
yeah, okay, yeah.
Like when it's dry, it's even worse because the skin gets dry, all the dirt sticks in the cross. When it's wet, and then I go home and I just wash the feet. It's
But
really
what
not
if
that
you just
complicated.
can't get them dry because you're walking in rain for so long and then they get sort of like foot rot? Like
No, I don't go that. I never had that. I think.
Okay. If you lived in London or something, maybe.
Yeah, I think there is the decision of where I am plays a big part. I go hiking also with it and stuff. And I was in Australia until December last year.
Okay.
So I was there for 17 months.
Yeah.
And I was only home in December here.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went to India.
What about the snow?
No, I have shoes.
Okay, good. Yeah.
I actually don't mind it. I go swimming also in the winter here, but I don't know. Like when I'm home, it's also more my mom doesn't want to have dirty feet coming home.
Yeah.
She's like, Ben, you need to fucking wear shoes. And I'm like, Mom,
As your
why?
mother?
Yeah, it's funny. They are. Parents are weird.
Are they also kind of hippies?
No, I don't know even if I want to call myself a hippie, but I just feel like if I wear shoes, I'm in like a prison. And I learned it in Australia, obviously. And since that, it's just... No, man, I feel like especially with photos, it's kind of my approach. Just, I can feel where I am, you know? Like when it's wet and I don't know. I think I'm just a bit of a freak when it comes to that. But I don't neglect the fact of shoes.
Yeah.
Like I have barefoot shoes because I think it's normal shoes are clearly unhealthy. I have worn shoes for a long time and now I cannot fit them anymore because my feet have spread it to the nature again.
Yeah.
I guess. But yeah, you can be crazy but not stupid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think it's like you said. Probably I should wear shoes in the urban, in the cities. I mean, there's fucking ton of glass here. This is probably the worst I've been to in my life.
Yeah. Cigarette butts, spit,
but that's nothing.
syringes.
No, that's not the bacteria. I don't really care because I don't know. I rarely get sick, man. Not from this, really not.
Yeah.
Glass and metal is the worst because infections. It kills you like this.
Yeah.
Anyway. So how do I say your name?
I want you to try first.
No. So can I say, is this your name?
It is my name. I won't like it. But yes, what you wrote down is my name. It's my legal last name is spelled a little differently, and my legal first name is a little longer than that. But pretty much it's my name.
So I can say it like this. Oh, it's really weird because I was wrong typing it all the time as well on Instagram. So it's Si Quail. Quail.
Yeah,
Quail.
pretty good.
Quail. With like an accent. Quail.
Yeah, exactly.
Si Quail.
Australian accent. Yeah. Because Americans make it 2 syllables and get quail, but it's just.
No, that would be American.
Yeah. And yes. Yeah. So it's Sienna.
And C is. At first, I thought you were Spanish or something.
I would like to be, but no. It's short for Sienna, which is Italian.
Okay. Yeah. So do you have Italian family?
No. I contentiously have some Spanish family, but it's sort of not confirmed because
Australians, they are somewhat European.
Of course, every white person that comes from around here somewhere, but it's mostly British, unfortunately.
Okay. Unfortunately, you wish you were from your past.
British is the king of colonizing. I don't want to be from them. But quail is like the little bird. I forget the German word.
Yeah, it comes up on Google all the time when I was trying to get information about your art and stuff. I was like, so was a bird there. Yeah. What's up with this bird?
So that's what the last name comes from.
Okay. And I figured out from what I could find online, you are doing photos, also drawings, and you have been a director as well. And you do costumes.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me, you grew up in Australia. Tell me about when you first get in touch with art.
I was always making art when I was younger. My mum likes to paint and draw, but in a very kind of type A kind of way. Yeah. So she always made art. She won some art competitions, but it would be very
really?
She's into it. But she would get a photo and do a grid and then draw it out perfectly on the grid and then perfectly replicate an image or something. So she likes, more of a realistic, structured kind of art form. But she really encouraged me to do a lot of art, and I figured out it was the way that I could get praise the most as a kid, so I would just do it a lot.
Recognition from your mom or... Okay.
Something I've spoken to a therapist about.
Yeah, that's... I could ask a lot of questions about that, of course. Oh, that's interesting. So for you, it was being seen... I want to be seen, accepted, whatever, feeling. And that's... So you have anyone else in your family doing art, or is it just purely your mom?
No, and my mum, it's not so often. It's just me. So all my family has very, very normal jobs. My dad used to play some music, so I also play music. And my mum likes to dance. There's little creative...
Okay, so there's sparks there for you, and there's an emotional interest in your childhood. And when do you consciously pick up art?
I realized that I was kind of good at it for a child, and I won some competitions, and then I got more into it, and I bought a lot of equipment and focused on drawing and painting a lot. And then I don't remember knowing the moment that I knew I wanted to work in film, but I just remember knowing it. And there's a program you have to do at school when you're 15 where you have to go and reach out to someone in the profession you want to work in.
Really?
And I just remember knowing, I want to work in film. So I worked on a set, and I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. And it's been really hard because it's very competitive. And because I sort of like to split myself between a lot of different fields, I haven't really focused on one because I jump around so much and I like to try my hand at everything. So I've worked as a full-time producer. I've done a lot of costume stuff. I've done production design. I've directed. I've, been a shit kicker. I've tried everything.
Yeah, there's a lesson in every part, even though it doesn't, maybe it's not even any creative thing with shit kicker or making the coffee. Right? And maybe it's just being there, getting some inspiration or understanding. Maybe it's just the aspect of working harder, doing things you don't like, right? So, but what was the first thing you picked up? Was it filming?
In a more like adult sense.
Yeah, or more in like I'm not just like me. I started photography just with my phone. I got bored doing walks. My dad used to force me to go for walks with him. I was like, okay, I'll just fucking start taking pictures of plants.
Yeah.
So like, and I wasn't conscious of that, but then it started like, oh, I make an Instagram account about this. So when was that switch for you? Because that's when it gets more serious, I think.
Yeah, I think I really started to enjoy making little home movies as a child, like most kids of our generation did on iMovie.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to really play with costumes. And then, I got a job at the video shop down the road, so I was able to watch a lot of movies, but then also had a little bit of money to start buying some costumes and playing with that. And I made some stop motion films where I would like paint people's bodies and like blend them into backgrounds and sort of combine like costume and art and film. And just sort of, really started enjoying doing that with a lot of my time, I guess, when I was like a late teenager. But I only started trying to do photography in a more serious way in around 2018 when I did the reverse of you and I went to Europe for a year and just had no money and hitchhiked around. And I started trying to just take photos of the stuff that I saw and the people I met. And it was really beautiful and a really nice way to remember that.
So you finished high school back home and you didn't go to uni or anything? You just went straight off to Europe?
I went straight to Europe and then I came back and did uni and then I came back to Europe.
Okay.
Which I should have just gone to uni here because it's free. So that was a really bad call, but...
But that's how life plays out, right?
Yeah.
So, and same like me, probably you just wanted to see the world somewhat and experience something. What in your view of the world of art, was there anything that changed for you in the year of being in Europe and hitchhiking, probably sleeping places you're not allowed to and stuff like that?
You just meet really interesting people when you're sort of forced to find the sort of like fringe corners of society. You meet the freaks and you meet the interesting people. And I worked in an artist sanctuary in Italy, and you just meet everyone who's there for the same reason, and we're all starving and just want to create stuff and like not do a real job and not be in an office and
not be normal.
Yeah, exactly. Like absolutely not. And everyone in my family is very traditional and all have like 2 degrees and like investment properties and stuff. And I just I don't know, I wasn't into that. So I just really, and I still really crave it. Like part of me is really torn of like, okay, should I start trying to create stuff more seriously and create like a website and stuff like that, or do I just keep running around and like volunteering on these farms and just sort of meeting people and do that later?
I think there's something to not necessarily taking it more serious, but setting it up more professionally, maybe. Especially if you do want to be like, okay, maybe I want a little bit of money,
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe there's like this new camera I really want to buy,
It's such a hard balance, though.
Yeah, it totally is, especially if you have that freedom before you have the other thing, I think.
Yeah.
Because I think when you first get money career, it's like you can break into the freedom because you have no idea what that feels like.
Yeah.
But once you are in the freedom side, it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
I do not want to leave this, right? And that's a harsh thing. And did you do any documentary photos when you went through Europe, or was it just whatever catched your eye?
I did, but I didn't really take it as seriously as I do now. So now every trip I go on, I try and go up to people and ask them if I can take their photo, and I'm really trying to get better at that because it's scary and I feel weird about it.
Yeah, I wake up every day, I'm like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, exactly. It makes me so nervous. But I've also had so many people come up to me randomly and ask to take my photo, so I get it now, and I think that normalizes it a bit more for me.
Especially in Berlin, it's maybe a bit easier, right?
I think so. I think people are like, they get it because everyone here is just trying to create stuff. And
for Germany, this is very open.
Yeah.
Like in my town. But then again, I think it's just we don't have as much small chit chats in our culture. So So it's like, why are you talking to me? But then if you give them an attention, you're like, oh yeah, you look cool, or something. I want to I had someone on the U-Bahn before I went here was like, oh, I saw you post on Facebook about the project. And it's like,
Oh,
what are the odds? You know, like how cool you're reaching out, you know,
Yeah.
like amazing. That's what we need. And I think that's something Germans don't really do a lot and Australians do way more.
yeah.
But maybe here it's like if you do it, it's more serious. Back home, back home. So for me, it's also my second home. To be
Yeah.
honest, it's more like you just have the chit chat because you need to, or sometimes feel like it's awkward, or that's just the culture. But no one really cares the second after you had the conversation.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. And I think the States, it's like that as well, is everyone just talks to everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone's chatting, but I guess, if you go up to someone on the street in Berlin, it's like, oh, okay, this,
Yeah, or I mean, as long as it's not some super freak like who's like in his own world at the moment. That's also the case sometimes. And what made you go to uni after traveling? Like I study online now as well. But what did you study?
I studied film.
Film.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did certainly know that that's what you want all your life. Okay,
Yeah.
wow.
And it's still what I want. I'm just lazy.
Yeah, that's good to know. I think most people know that but don't react on it or don't understand it, and that's natural as well. Why film? Why not multimedia? Why not theater? Because that's also kind of performance, costume, and maybe directing as well a bit. Why so? I think it's specific film.
I would also go into theatre. I've done some work in theatre. I've done a 3-month tour around Australia, which is the only time I've been to Darwin.
Oh,
with
wow.
this random theatre group. So I would
okay, so you have done it.
I have done it, and I would do it. I would do more of it, but I love film because it's really genuinely captured. Theatre is so ephemeral, and it's also kind of exclusionary because you have to pay to be there and go out of your way to see this thing. You have to be in the same location. Because I'm 16,000 kilometers from home, all my community is back down there. And it's nice to be able to create things that I can take with me and share with, everyone that I've got spread around the world. And also because I don't speak German. So it would be hard to direct a German thing here unless it was something without...
I mean, for sure there's English, but I think the industry is probably also harder to get into.
Yes.
Like you can just make your own film kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Setting up your own theater is a bit of a...
Yeah, exactly.
That's not like a thing you do while traveling or something.
I directed one theatre thing this year, and there was meant to be another one that was going to happen, but, like everything, it gets pushed around.
And when you study film, do you learn how to technically do stuff? Do you learn how to direct? What are you learning, which like, I would think it's like a lot of theoretical studies about people who've made films, or what are you studying?
My course was very specifically technical, which I think was nice because I'm not great at school. I'm not great at like sitting and listening and taking notes and retaining attention sort of thing. That's why I think I gravitated to the world of film because it's so fast and it's so different every day. And
it's like so customizable. You can add so much to it.
Exactly. Like it's not, theater is the same thing kind of every day. And it's a very slow, very precise thing. Whereas film, it just feels like it's always a speed run to the end and juggling 25 things at once. So my course was, 1 unit on pretty much every trade. So 1 unit in lighting, 1 unit in editing, one animating, camera, directing, performing, producing. It just sort of gave you, one bite of everything and then sort of just sends you out and go, try them.
Yeah, it's pretty
Which is
cool.
what I did. I tried most of them.
And how do you go from there if you had to walk through your process, but also in general, how would you go from studying something and then actually directing something? Do you think it's by being an assistant, as you said, slowly going up to that, or do you think you would have been capable to jump into a big directing role or a normal role?
No, I think a lot of people do that maybe should give it some more time to just sort of understand what it's like at the bottom before just jumping into something big and I'm saying this from experience of like working with people who want to jump straight to the top, and I've been on the bottom of those and going, you don't really get what you're asking of people here.
Is that just experience?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's like, it's a hard industry because some people do have the opportunities to jump straight to the top because it's, who you know sort of thing.
Yep.
And I unfortunately don't know anyone in the film industry, so you have to do a lot of groveling and starting low down and seeing what you can get. And I think that is a nice process to sort of figure out what areas you like, figure out how things should and shouldn't be done, and just figure out how the machine works, because it's not really something that uni can teach you. You really have to like go and like be part of the factory, I think.
Yeah, I think it's like in painting, for example, you can learn which colors are giving higher contrast, or which filters to use in black and white for pictures to get higher saturation or contrast. But if you don't try it, if you don't fail, it's like with this, like now the microphone is probably not the right one to use, but then I learned the other day I was filming also, and the SD card was not big enough. But I have 2 slots.
Yeah. It's these things. It's just going to take time.
Exactly, and it's just, you can learn that in uni, but you're only going to like remember it when it happens, I think.
Exactly.
And get the lesson.
Yeah.
It's like we say at home a lot that like the bus has to drive away before you get there so that you understand you have to be there on time, right?
Totally.
Otherwise you just don't feel it.
Yeah.
It's about the emotions at the end. Yeah.
And I think because it's so collaborative as well, you just have to, you can't just like bump yourself up to the top and then I think just sort of, build this network underneath you. I think you really have to understand everyone's role a little bit before you bring in these people and just ask them to do. Because if you just jump straight to directing and you don't understand anything about cinematography, you're not really going to be able to work with them because you don't know what to ask for.
Yeah, and maybe you're trying to push in a direction that is not even physically possible or doesn't make any sense. I totally agree. So you go study and then you come here again. Why were you like, okay, let's go back to Germany and Berlin?
I really want to settle in Europe. I'd love to split between both.
Yeah,
I'm sure
that's
maybe
the dream,
you would
right?
as well. Yeah.
That's the dream.
I mean, can you with your family? Can you get the passport?
I don't know. I'm not too interested in Australia anymore.
Yeah, okay.
For me, it's just too much on the side of the world. I would like to, for now, with this project also just to travel as much as possible, get people from all over. I'm going to Sri Lanka in a couple of weeks.
Whoa,
so
sick.
I'm looking to get artists there, so I just want to get artists from all over the world into this. That's right now is the main focus, so not settling at all.
Yeah.
But I probably could, but with the German passport, you can get a lot of things.
Exactly, that's what I'm going for. I'm trying to get that.
So you're trying to get a German passport?
Yeah.
Okay, so but why? So that's why you're here, or you? Oh, really?
Well, no. I only thought I would stay a year.
Okay.
And then just try it out and, see if I liked it. And the language thing, it was harder than I thought because everyone speaks English here, but
no one
in
wants
a workplace. Yeah, exactly.
No one wants
to, and that's fair, and that's totally fair. I think enough of the world has been forced to speak English. I won't perpetuate anymore. Sure. And I'm at getting to a very okay level of bare minimum kind of stuff, but not enough for a workplace yet. So I can only do English speaking jobs, which is limiting. And I don't know. Yeah, I did really find community here, and I really love the city and love the people. But I also do see myself going back permanently one day as well. I just like to have the option.
And that's in Melbourne?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, those cities are quite alike.
Yes.
I think Melbourne is far more posh than this area or
it's safer.
This city. Yeah, I feel it's just a bit. It's just Australian, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think it's unsafe here, actually. But yeah, Melbourne's cleaner.
Yeah, it's definitely cleaner, which surprises me because you should think Germany is kind of clean.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of people here, and it's just very chaotic. But
Yeah.
that's also the charm of
Totally.
the city, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like Australia, man. You go to different places, a totally different world.
Yeah,
And you have that in Germany too. You've traveled in Germany as well a bit?
Yeah, a bit. Not as much as I would like. I'm sort of missing the middle part. I've sort of done like a loop of the outside. So I've done like Bremen,
Yeah, that's the most
Bielefeld,
interesting, I think.
Leipzig. I used to work in Leipzig, so
Oh,
I know
yeah.
Leipzig. And then obviously Munich and Stuttgart. But I'm missing most of the middle part.
Yeah, there's a bit to do there. With the Deutschland ticket now, you can go around with the regional trains. Actually, there's also some rural towns which are really like seaworthy. Like they're pretty because
Which ones? They exist.
I'm just saying stuff. There's stuff like I think it's in the middle, like Quedlinburg. It's like it's very touristic though.
Okay.
But it's still a small, very old traditional village, and it's good to go there. I spent a lot of time in like random places with my dad in Germany, and
Good.
sometimes there's like old castles, and it's just amazing, you know. And you're like, why am I going to a big city? Like there's this here, but you need to find that balance. So what is your next goal is not just to get a double passport, but also what are you filming wise, directing wise? What's your next direction or goal?
What's my next direction goal? So I'm directing something that was meant to be filmed in August, and now it's being pushed back to October, as is the nature of the game. But it's a short film, sort of about like the expat story. It's not actually about my expat story. It's about a friend of mine, and the clashing of cultures of Germans and Australians, but also, Germans and Americans, and age difference. And because I'm also now a tour guide, because I need money, I learned.
That's a good job.
It's not a bad job. I like
That's
talking
a good
to people.
job. Yeah,
I like
it's
learning
a really
stuff
good
too.
job.
And I think you can also change people's minds about stuff like that way. I think it's quite a nice.
And you meet people.
Totally, you meet interesting people, and it's like alternative tours, so it's less Berlin Wall history. It's more like the subculture of Berlin and the queer history and everything.
That's become a big thing actually. When I was in Copenhagen earlier this year, there was also like tours for just eating, like eating tours. You just take them to a restaurant, like, this is Danish food, or this is Italian food, but you moved here a couple of years ago. It's like, because people just want to be entertained when they're on holiday, I think, eventually. But that's cool. So that's how you're paying your Brötchen.
Exactly.
Your bills. Okay.
Well, I haven't started yet, but soon I'll be paying back all the old bills. But in that, I learned so much about the DDR and the history of East Germany, and I just really wanted to tell a story about someone who's lived through that, because it would have been a crazy experience to grow up in Germany in the last century. The country just transformed over and over and over again.
Yeah. It's never ending story. It's like going up a hill and down and up a hill and down. Yeah, for sure.
Super interesting. So it's about like an old woman who lived through that, and a young American guy who like become friends with like a language exchange.
Hey, that's really cool.
It's cute. Yeah,
I think that's really cool. It reminds me of it could be some sort of like short campaign advertising. Sometimes they have those kind of things. But
I hope it's less corny than that.
No, yeah, but that's the stereotypical thing, right? Like a young guy meeting like an elderly person, like, we all, and then it's a grocery advertising or something, right? And I found your one reel on Instagram, the King's Court.
Oh yeah.
And what is that? I watched it really short, but can you tell me about how did you get into it? What are the inspirations? How is it because film is totally different. I can do a photo project all by myself. Yeah. But tell me a bit about the dynamics of directing something like that, and maybe start out with what it is.
Well, I'm really interested in dance, and when I was a kid, my parents put me in dance class, and then the dance teacher told my parents to take me out of dance class because I was really bad at it. So they put me into football instead.
That's also fun, you know?
I think it's fun. And I think it just wasn't my time. Yeah, exactly.
It's a dance with the ball, right?
Exactly. I would never score a goal, but I was doing my own dance.
Anyhow.
So I've always been really interested in dance, and I always watched my sister dance, who danced for 10 years. And I loved watching her and all her competitions and everything. And then I got really interested in recording dance. So on my YouTube, which I don't know if you did find in your research, maybe you didn't.
I did not think of it. I was like, there would be a link to it.
I'm really shy about my stuff, and I know I need to get more like, this is my stuff, go and look at it, but I get really shy about it. So
2 months ago, you would not ever have seen me with a camera in front of me. I would be like,
I'm so proud of you. It's a slow process.
Just do it, just do it and slowly.
Exactly. So on my YouTube, I have 4 of my films, and 2 of them are dance films.
Okay.
That one you've seen. And there should have been clips of another one on my Instagram that you saw.
Yes, it's a guy playing basketball.
Oh no, there's another one.
No.
It's these 2 girls dancing, and one of them's
not sure.
covered in water. Anyway, this one was a sort of interesting origin story because I was breaking up with this guy, and he said you should make some sort of video where you're just stepping on all these people because like that's the sort of person you are or something. I don't know. He was like an intense guy.
But that was inspiration.
There was inspiration because I was like, yeah, actually that is sort of interesting. And I wanted to originally have so many dances, but when you don't have money to pay people, of course, dancers are like, I'm not coming to your shoot for free.
Yeah, which is somewhat fair.
Totally fair.
Yeah.
Totally fair. I luckily knew one of the dancers who was also in the other dance video I've made, and she just got some of her dancing friends. They're all quite young and sort of still figuring things out, but
that's perfect.
I got 4 or 5 of them to sort of be these like skin people, like in these like nude colored clothing and this like kind of blanked out makeup. And then I got my main actor to dress as the king and sort of like manipulate and control and step on and sit on all these people. And I liked the symbolism of it. I liked sort of playing with like the projections onto their bodies. And I'm also like very interested in like sex work and work around the body. So the way that I do pay my quotient now is I do a lot of life modeling for art classes. So I'm the naked person, and I do like, a decent amount of work around that field. So I'm interested in sex work and sort of what that means and what that can look like. And
especially with film, there's a lot you can do there.
Totally. And I think it's seen in a very one-dimensional way, like Anora, that movie that won. Okay.
I'm really I have blindfolds on to the media world.
No, that's fine. It's probably a good way.
I think I've heard of it for sure.
It won the Oscar last year.
Okay.
And it's about a stripper, and it's a very kind of how society sees sex work is like, you are just a stripper who's, some Jersey girl, blah, 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 or you're just,
There's no respect for it at all.
And there's no nuance about, like, the sort of emotional maturity and intelligence and compassion it takes to do that kind of work and what everything it involves.
Yeah, and what it also does with a person after,
Yeah.
Like the club I worked in as a photographer was also like a semi-strip club. There was definitely not a lot of clothes on the girls dancing, and in the beginning I was drunk as well because they offered us a lot of drinks. So I was like, the girls drink, okay, I'll just drink too. So I'm like in the vibe with the guests and everything. But then I was like, no, I don't want to drink anymore. And then I was sober. I was standing. I was just seeing these girls. They were just getting drunk, so I could stand those men around them. And I was like, oh, this is terrible, But all they were seeing were money. They got big money, So, and that's fair enough. But there's this idea that they're just there as like there's nothing more than that to them, right? In the moment. For a guest.
It's not seen as real work, but it's also seen as something that is entitled to you, like men think that it's an entitlement that they deserve to have, but they also don't see them as human beings, and it's like you can't have it both. Like you can't have it all.
At least enjoy the show, but still respect, accept, understand, and show compassion for it. It's kind of like you can be crazy but not stupid.
Exactly. So that's something else that I'm interested in.
And you have any ideas for something upcoming there already, or?
Yes, so there's been this dance film I've really wanted to do for a while, and I there's a story I want to tell through dance about my nemesis losing my wisdom teeth.
Oh.
And then I wanted to sort of, which really happened, and I wanted to sort of tell that through dance because I have a friend who looks a lot like this person and a friend who looks a lot kind of like me, like how I used to look at the time. So I wanted to, and one of them's a dancer, so I wanted to do this dance project of them slowly ripping out like 100 teeth from someone's mouth in this sort of like wrestle dance. Also very kind of like erotic movement thing as well.
Yeah, you could definitely make it erotic somewhat,
Yeah.
for sure.
And there's also another film that you definitely haven't seen, but it's a Finnish film called Dogs Don't Wear Pants. It's about a dominatrix.
No.
In that she like rips out a bunch of his teeth at the end. So I think something that's kind of in that world I would like to play with.
I'm excited to see that.
Okay, thank you.
I will send you schedules. Come on, get your ass up. Start working. Come on, it's time. It's time.
I need
Don't hold back.
to make it happen.
No, it's really, it's not always, I get it. It's also perfectionism and stuff like that. And are you doubting a lot in your path, or are you like, because you know you want to do film, is it just being lazy, perfectionistic, not knowing if it's the right idea, or is it personal doubt? What's like holding you back? Because right now you know everything, you can do everything, you know how to connect to people, you know how to speak. What's
holding me back? It's a good question.
How thick is the ice?
Oh, well, it's sort of just like I moved over here and I had to completely rebuild everyone I know. And now I'm getting to a point where I have a lot of friends who really are excited to make stuff, and I'm in a few communities where they're just constantly trying to keep building each other up and help out on your project and you help out on my project. So that's really coming along. But it's just, if I wanted to join on to some big film as a costume person, it's just the language thing. I'm applying for jobs all the time.
No, you're in the worst country for that rating.
Yeah, and I do think it'll come with time, and I'm actually really excited to learn German. Like, I've been really putting a lot of effort into it, and I know it's taking a really long time, but I do really enjoy the learning process. I love language. I think it's, it's really beautiful, and it's something that so many English-speaking countries don't bother with, and I think that's really sad because everyone else in the world speaks 2 languages at least.
Yeah, they should at least encourage people to learn a bit more, but I do think they have other problems as well to conquer before they get that far. So to get into a bit more, I have these 3 questions I ask everyone.
Sure.
And the first one is, what does art in general mean to you?
That's a big question. Okay, let me chew on it for a second. What does art mean to me? Well, I'm really torn. I was talking to an artist friend about this yesterday, of just going, none of us should make art anymore. We all need to go and like build wells. Like, it feels so ridiculous at this point to still be like, I need to do my performance art this weekend. I need to, paint my grandma's house, the picture of it, not inside. It feels like at this point in the world, it should not be our focus. It's a powerful tool for storytelling, but it doesn't feel like the emphasis right now should be on that kind of thing, which is really hard to say as an artist, of recognizing that it is a bourgeois, yet extremely important tool. But I also think that so much art is sort of tied in with leftism and like being well informed and being educated, yet are any of us actually going out and using our actions?
Living life.
Yeah, exactly. Rather than squirreling away and locking ourselves away to sort of make this, masturbatory like image of our brain. And it just feels almost like sometimes we get too much respect and too much leeway for being an artist when people are out there building buildings. People are out there saving lives.
Building these walls.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, Jackson Pollock didn't want to be a millionaire, but he is, because art is just now sort of a bourgeois scene, and the 20th century sort of just changed it into something that was entirely inaccessible because it just became a game.
So
I love and hate it.
shit. So if you had to like describe it in or make a sentence out of it
Okay.
in terms of that.
Art has and always will be an incredible tool of connection and expression, but I also think that all artists need to split their time with real boots on the ground activism and action at this point in history. I think you can't just be an artist, you also have to be a participating member of society.
Yeah, well, there's this musician who just became really famous. I don't remember his name, but he was also for a long time working like hard shit jobs and just with a guitar on the street, like living like a real traveler, you know, like a really fucking harsh guy. And all of a sudden, like he just has. Wait. What I'm trying to say is, I totally agree. You need to live life to and able to connect or express something that's real, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just observing and then reusing a different perspective to create yours.
Exactly.
It's like, you know, after when I was working on the farm in Australia, I was like, I was 6 months. I was working 4 of them just with a chainsaw every day, cutting trees by myself, like covered in insects, ants biting me. You know, being scared sometimes to get hit by trees. Like I could die every day, and I still was in a good spot compared to a lot of other people as well. But it gave me more understanding of life, of what it means to work hard, and it just, as you say, you can create something out of that. That's very powerful. I think many people forget that or ignore that and just, I'm an artist.
And I think just recognizing that your lived experience and your consciousness is not ever going to be the most important thing. And
doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be. I think it's great that, you know, so much has been expressed and communicated through art, and that is how we communicate, and it's an amazing thing that we've created as humans.
It's so cool.
It's still great, but there's more. I don't think anyone should just be an artist. I think you have to have more than that. Yeah. And I think no one should do art to get rich. Yeah. Obviously.
No, I think there's this point where money is like, well, you shouldn't be making art for money. I think maybe there's an art in making money, but it doesn't mean that making money.
There's a book called that, no?
Yeah, I think so. I haven't read. I'm yet to read it. Because that would be good to know, right? Just partially, at least. Yeah. I think so too. I'm also very curious to see where the heck I end up, because I'm having this thing in my mind. I was like, I want to do a job where I understand more. And I think it's something. Also like charity work or working with like refugees, immigrants, homeless people. I'm really drawn to homeless people, actually. Something where I can connect that with my travels. I think that's really valuable as well. Yeah. Awesome. And if you had to think about an artist as a, not concept, just an artist, what makes someone an artist?
I think it's someone who just can't help it. It's someone who it's totally involuntary and you cannot help but create and think differently and see things differently. And I think about this friend of mine who is the most incredible artist I know, but he so doesn't seem like one or make it his aesthetic or his thing. He's like a construction worker and a primary school teacher, but he is so creative effortlessly, and he comes up with these insane ideas that no functioning person would be able to just pull out of thin air. And it's just something that's in his brain and always has been. And I think that's what it is. And you can also be, you know, like my mom, a very like type A, structured, rigid, I will learn my craft artist. That's also valid. But to me, someone that's a true artist is someone who just cannot help but to create and just express this like different way of thinking and seeing things, because that's the perspectives that are really interesting to see, of not just technical ability is also impressive and it's also useful, but it's people who just have an entirely different perspective that then they can express that in a variety of bizarre and like unusual ways. And that is like a real artist to me.
And do you I just lost it.
That's okay.
What I was gonna say? I was gonna say something with. Do you think do you think there's a lot of people like that who are not recognizing that themselves, and thereby maybe not pursuing the public image as much?
Yeah, I think those are the sorts of people that don't really think about it, because to them it's not about, okay, I can create this and then build up this sort of body of work to then have an exhibition. It's something that is just totally in them that they probably don't even recognize as being so special and unique. And when you meet them, you can tell. But I think that also is what makes it. And I don't want to make it this exclusionary thing.
No.
You can't know that you're a genius.
No, it was also not. It was more like I think many, as you said, some people just draw and they're unintentionally. They could maybe pursue it way more. Not because they have to, but maybe they would want to do it more. And that they have all those ideas, but I feel like, I'm not an artist, so I will not do it. I'm a kindergarten worker, but maybe be both. Maybe do your kindergarten and then draw all you want and publish it. And then you can still go back to it. Yeah, you know what? Also, are great artists are drug dealers.
Oh yeah.
Because they see stuff. They go through hard situations. They are a lot with other people. They have to understand other people. From traveling from the hostels, I've met a lot of people who are not drug dealers. I cannot say that, right? But who have experiences in that area, and they are very loaded with ideas and emotions. They have a lot of emotions often.
Yeah.
And
that's true.
And I think they are also a little bit this kind of, it's not a classical blue collar job, right? But it's still somewhat an unofficial job in my eyes. It's still a business and whatever. And they are not really pursuing it, right? Unless you look at maybe rappers, right? They back in the days that was the big thing. Interesting. Last but not least, the last question, and then we can do some pictures. Is, if your inner voice had a message to the world, what would it say?
A message to the world. Do more. Everyone should go out and do more.
Is that a message to you or to the world?
No, that's to everyone.
You're part of the world, right?
I'm also part of the world, but I think everyone should go out and take action. It's less talk, it's less hypothesizing, it's less wondering. Go out and take action in your community. Find the things that you believe in and do something. Yeah. People aren't doing enough now. Where's the revolution? I really thought it was going to happen by now. I hope it does.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not looking great.
But maybe that's what it has to get to. It has to get so bad that is the catalyst for the revolution.
Yeah, it's getting really bad at the moment.
I know, it really is. Like, I don't think it can get worse, so someone needs to start something.
Well, it clearly is getting worse. Yeah. So, I don't know if there's going to be a revolution. I don't know what kind of revolution and who the heck is going to control that. It could be fucking scary too, right? It backfires as well eventually, and yeah.
But I really hope that it's coming. I thought like Luigi Mangione was like a very small, maybe a little sign of hope. We never know.
I think at the end of the day, we are just like the ocean. We're just waves, and some waves collapse, some waves get big. It's just a storm. Yeah.
Well, I think if there's not going to be a revolution, then it's just important to find your community and to support them and to.
Yeah, I think
live within your morals.
That would, yeah, that's a big one too, and I think this do more in your community is a big thing, because like
Yeah.
all those teachers, sport teachers in voluntary positions,
Yeah.
teaching the kids soccer or art, it's like that's really what makes a society valuable, or a community, an area to live in. It's like
Yeah.
that's all we need, and then. If everybody would stop complaining and just do a little, no matter what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Give, €5 a week away to homeless people. Something as simple as that.
Not to the TV.
Yeah, exactly. Not to a fucking matcha. Not to, I made that. I made that here.
No, it's we've become very good at consuming.
Yeah.
No matter what it is.
And then choosing Amazon delivery, choosing Uber Eats, rather than just going out and finding the thing you need, or do you need it?
Yeah, the going out thing is big too, I think. I don't get it either.
Yeah.
Thank you for the conversation.
Thank you.
Let's take some pictures.
Okay, good. I really need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
perfect time.
Yes. That's how it goes.
I was like, should I?
You should have said it, really.
No, I think probably helped me. Maybe it's identity.
Finish.